And just like that, around the world, from the North Pole to the South Pole, as far as the East is from the West, billions of people now are exposed to the gentleman Joe Varner. Joe Varner, you are exposing yourself to people, billions of people right now.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that was legal on Facebook. I'll start doing that more often. Awesome.
Yeah, man. Nobody. Hey, listen, with all the stuff everybody's doing on Facebook right now, you're just one of hundreds or thousands of people exposing themselves on a daily basis.
That's great, man. It's good to be on with you, brother.
Yeah, let me share this on my page real quick. I know we've tried this for a while, and we just we were busy before the virus, right? Being busy,
right?
And I told somebody this the other day. Since the virus has come about, it's like all the people I know, everybody thinks they're home doing nothing. Most of the people I know are working just as hard just to keep things going.
Yeah, that's been kind of a funny thing. I thought with my job and what I do that there'd be a severe slowdown, but that's not the case.
No.
We're just as busy, if not as busy.
If you want to insult the business owner, because I've done it, I'm really good at insulting people accidentally, but insult the business owner, say, hey, man, what are you doing with all your downtime? And watch them, whether it's on video or from 6 feet apart, watch them roll their eyes at you like they want to stab you in the throat with a pencil, man. They'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm just hanging out, worrying about payroll and, no big deal.
Just over here making French toast. No biggie.
Yeah. All right, dude. I promised you we'll keep these things relatively short because everybody's got stuff to do and you still have a job. But before we get too deep into it, everybody knows you from Talk Radio 102.3 Sport Talk. And let's get this straight. Not sports talk. It's Sport Talk.
No S on the end.
Golly, I worked there for, if you add it all together, probably 13 years and man, or 12 years. And I'd go out to, I sold you guys, I was kind of a pimp for you guys. And, dude, I would be out and be like, hey, I want to sponsor that Sports Talk. I said, man, you're gonna have to go to a different station. I don't know where that's at. Maybe in Knoxville or something. But everybody knows you from Sport Talk. But tell everybody your other two brands you got going on online.
Yeah, a couple of YouTube series going on, and starting off with the Chattanooga Burger Tour. I wanted to do something on YouTube. I knew that. I wasn't real sure what direction to go, and I was watching the Guy Fieri, I believe that's how you say his name, show. What is it? Diners, drive-ins, and
dives.
Yeah. I was watching that and just looking at how they filmed that show, and I was like, well, that's not going to be too difficult, or wouldn't be too difficult. So my brain started working, which is scary.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, why don't we do? I love burgers. Most people love burgers, so why don't we do a little burger tour? Let me get in touch with some of these restaurant owners and see if they would allow us to come in and film us taste testing their burgers, or the burgers they wanted to spotlight. So I started that. Our first location was Jack Brown's. I reached out to them and they said, yeah, come on out. And from that point forward, man, it's been awesome. All the love that we're getting and all the support. The goal was, when I started this, was instead of me reaching out to restaurants, they would reach out to me wanting us to come out. And that's happened the last few times. So we're starting to get momentum there, and it's just been a blessing.
How many have you done of the, and real quick, let's make some clarity. Let's have some clarity. Tour or tour?
Well, I'm a county boy, so it's tour.
Yeah, I call it a tour. And my daughter makes fun of me. I call oil. She goes, it's not oil? No, it's oil.
Yeah, oil. Come on, where are you from?
Oil. Yeah, I need oil in the car before I can take a tour. I mean, I don't understand what the problem is. So how many of the hamburger the tours have you done, sir?
Well, I don't. That's a great question. I know we've done a ton. And we have, just to break it down a little bit more with the Chattanooga Burger Tour, we have our episodes where we actually go in the restaurant, we talk to the owner or manager, and we do the taste test. But we also have the drive-through, where I just go through a drive-through and I test the burger and customer service, and do they give me more than 2 packets of ketchup? Because that's a pet peeve of mine.
It is mine too.
Yeah. So,
would you like some ketchup? Bing.
Right. Like, so is there a shortage of ketchup? What's going on here?
Was that your personal thing? What are we doing? You got them in your pocket? Yeah.
So I judge them on that, plus the burger and the drive-through. Now with everything that's going on with COVID-19. You know, we got to break it up even more. So now we're doing curbside episodes, and you know, it's again, it's been a blessing, but overall, I would have to go back and count. I'm not real sure, to be honest.
And I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you where your favorite one is. I'm just going to give a couple shout outs to the ones that I know personally I've tasted. I know Zarzar's has got a killer burger.
Excellent.
Way to go, Joe and Shannon. I know Merv's has a killer burger because me and you've shared many burgers with Quake and those boys there. Yes. So, and I know you've done a bunch of other ones and I'm missing somebody, but you'd also have one where I see you on a motorcycle all the time.
Yeah. I also, you know, started off doing on YouTube, doing the Chattanooga Burger Tour, and had some success doing that. And I thought, well, you know, I want to do something else. I went and bought a motorcycle, not just for YouTube videos,
sure,
but went and bought an Indian motorcycle. And I thought, well, I've got a GoPro, you know, I've got some equipment to where I could do some moto vlogging. So let's just try that out. And that started off kind of slowly, but as we've moved forward with that, kind of partnered with Crockett Power Sports, and you know, where I go out and test ride some of their motorcycles, and that's kind of blown up a little bit. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, your Instagram and the pictures you put up are really good, dude. So you're doing a good job on that. Why Indian? Just give me a heads up, because I used to own a motorcycle, you know, 30 years ago, and it was a Honda. But what made, of course, you know, I wasn't name brand. Tell me about why you picked an Indian real quick. Mike Thompson said the CBC East has great burgers.
Okay, I'll keep that right here. Keep that right here.
Hey, Mike Thompson is yeah. Well, anybody that's got any burger suggestions, Joe will go back and visit and take a list. So why Indian motorcycles? What made you pick an Indian, dude?
Well, you know, I just love the fact made in America. I love that. And, you know, I know the history of Indian, and they've had some issues over the years, but since Polaris bought them in 2013, you know, they've really fixed those issues as far as engines and durability and reliability. So that was a big draw for me. And plus, they're just a really good looking bike. And I'm not a brand snob. So I'm not going to look at a Harley Davidson and go, oh, that's a terrible motorcycle, I'm never going to buy one. Or look at a Honda or Kawasaki, because I want all those motorcycles. But I don't know. There was a draw there for me. And plus, the people over there at Crockett, they're just really good people. And, you know, it was an easy choice for me.
Good, man. That's awesome. Hey, let's do this. I want to ask you a couple questions. We're 7 minutes into it, so I'm going to try to live up to my word and not keep you too long. Sport talk radio. It's odd times for you guys right now. I've been listening, but, you know, we used to, when I was in the building with you guys, a lot of times we would talk about the slow time of year, right? We would talk. And and everybody thinks it's when baseball starts. In my world, now you can give your opinion. The start of baseball season was always kind of busy because everybody's ready for it. It's the June, July, and really that first part of August when you're in the middle of baseball. Basketball and football hadn't started, so you're in the hot time of the year. Now, I don't think you've ever seen a slow time like now in sports, right?
No, it's been unbelievable. And, you know, you talked about the beginning of baseball. Around that time, you got March Madness ending. You've got the Masters tournament going on. You got NASCAR. They're, a month or two into their season or however long it is. And so you got some things going on. So that momentum is still there. But you're exactly right. June, July, you know, that's when things kind of get slow. But we didn't know the true definition of slow until now. But, you know, as for us as a show, we talked about it. And we go, well, you know, we'll just do what we can. Thought it would be a lot slower than what it is. But we've had a lot of guests on. We've had plenty of connections over the years. So we reached out to those guys and gals and, you know, asking them, how are you dealing with everything? You know, we had Will Healy, Charlotte 49ers head coach, on yesterday, and, you know, talking to him, how's he dealing with the COVID-19 and not being able to go out and see his players and work with them and having to do everything via Zoom or you know, virtually. And, you know, so we've had a lot of people like that we can talk to and just kind of get their thoughts and emotions and seeing how they're dealing with everything.
Well, and two, Andy Smith said, the big homie Cowboy. Andy Smith, what's up, Andy? But two, you know, I started thinking about it even while you're giving that answer. But not only have we lost the big rocks in the jar, right? Major League Baseball, football, but all local. Even if you said, okay, all the major league and the college level stuff's gone, but we got local we can talk about. That's gone too. So literally it is a sport desert.
Yeah.
And I think about you guys a lot, and you're doing a great job. You and Quake are doing a great job. I know it's not easy.
No, and it's, again, we have to give some thanks to our sponsors too, because we just started a senior spotlight. You mentioned local kids, local sports, where we're going to take those seniors who had their season cut short, their career cut short for some, going into to the baseball tournaments and stuff like that, basketball tournaments that didn't have that chance to win the championship. So we're going to start, we started spotlighting them. And big thank you to Body Armor for that. Can we do plugs on here? I just did.
Dude, no, you take that back right now.
Yeah, big thanks to Body Armor there. But yeah, so we're very aware of some of the pain and some of the heartbreak that these kids have went through. So, when you first went into this, you thought, oh man, we could be in real trouble without sports going on. But I think we kind of flipped it, not to pat myself on the back like Barry Horowitz back in the day, but I think we flipped it and we've made the best out of it.
Have you guys thought at all about the irreverence of what I'm about to say, the sacrilege of what I'm about to say? Here we go. Are you ready?
Let's go.
No football in the fall.
Oh. Woo, you talk about the Southern economy just free falling.
Oh, there'll be fist fights at Walmart, dude. Everybody's going to be pent up. Are you kidding me? Get your video cameras ready, boys and girls, because it'll be carnage, dude.
Yeah, those vintage championship shirts will be out, and everyone will be wearing those with pride. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah, there'll be fist fights. You ain't won 13 championships. 9 of those were, 1930, Bama.
It has been, man. It has been a crazy time, and I want to give a shout out to all my coworkers at Talk Radio, because I think, and again, I'm coming from this might be a little biased, but I think as far as radio stations go, we have really knocked it out of the park, and I think we offer a service that no other radio station right now can offer, and that's giving you accurate and up-to-date information, not only on COVID-19, but everything local, with the shelter at home or whatever they call it, just things like that where we can be on top of it. And I'm just super proud to be working with a bunch of professionals over there at Talk Radio.
I was unfortunately fortunate to be working at the radio station from the mid-90s to around 2005. And then again, I think it was from 10 to 12 or 11 to 13 or something. But I was there during the 9/11 thing, which impacted, just different, but a lot of the same stuff. There was unknowns in both. And I'll just say this up front. You may have had some talent sitting in the chairs, but you and I and everybody there have talked about this. When things go south, right? Not geographically, but when things go south, just in life, talk radio, the format of talk radio is just so important. I think sometimes we take for granted when things are going great. We kind of criticize. Well, I wouldn't have said that if I was Joe. Well, if I was Bill Lockhart, I'd do this. If I was Kevin West.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, when it goes south, we all start increasing our listenership to talk radio formats because it is local. And that's where I think your strength lies. You all come together and you realize it's about your neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've prided ourselves on doing that for a number of years, and that's going to continue on with those professionals in the building. Man, they're so good at what they do. I don't consider myself a professional. I'm just hanging in there for 20 plus years now.
I was going to say, I remember when you were like the remote guy, dude. When you came in, I'm like, man, you came in, you were the remote guy. You did your job. You didn't talk a lot. You head down. Then they started giving you a little bit here and you took it and ran with it. You did a little bit here, you took it and ran with it. Next thing you know, you're a co-host. And now you can say you're not a professional, but after 20 years, man, if you build bridges for 20 years, you're a bridge builder, dude. You're a professional. You got that responsibility. So don't screw it up.
Well, that could happen at any moment. To be honest,
county boys.
Yeah,
county boys.
You can't trust us. I mean, come on.
How's the quarantine life going, dude? How's the e-learning, kind of being close quarters with everybody? How's that going? Have you learned new stuff about yourself, man?
Yes, I have. I've learned that since schools have been let out, that I should be getting paid as a teacher and a radio host. I've learned that, and just a big shout out to the teachers out there. You know, I kind of make fun, but obviously, when you have something like this, you realize how much they do. So I don't think they get enough love or enough pay. So big shout out to the teachers. But yeah, you know, it's patience. You need a pack of, as Bill Lockhart would say, pack a peck of patience. Say that 5 times real fast. And
I'm not going to.
Yeah, no need.
I'll
But
screw that up.
Yeah, so patience. I've learned you need to pack more of that, and yeah, we just need to be apart at times. We just need to be apart. So that's that can help you out mentally.
I'm learning that. You know, I've got a 15-year-old daughter, and I've said this on multiple broadcasts. It's done my heart somewhat good because we talked about that younger generation that's always on their screens when they're around people.
Yeah.
Well, now I've listened to her express they're always on their screens now. That's how they're talking, but they want to be around people again. They want to be around their friends, which is, I think it's a good lesson for them to learn. But I've even said to her, and we're good at it. She's a teenager, so she's really good at separation. But we do need hours a day where I'm not saying, hey, how you doing? You know, she needs distance from dad and I need distance from her to do our stuff, but just for a mental break too.
Yeah. And so, I think that I agree with when you're in a relationship or you're married or whatever it may be, and you are spending all that time together and that routine becomes a routine and you realize it's a routine. I think when you have something like this happen where you're together more, you understand what those alone times really mean to each person, and I think that that can only help increase the solidness of that relationship.
All right, man, we're gonna wrap it up. I got a couple quick things. First of all, you don't spend long on it. I'm gonna ask you a couple would you rather questions. Me and my daughter played a family friendly game of would you rather yesterday. Okay. Very well received. But real quick, I want to ask you now: have you not read? If you'll notice, I'm a little trimmed up. Have you not read that the CDC said, you know, that thing you have right there is a little germ catcher?
Yeah.
So are you just going to keep the beard love? We're just going to stick with it.
This is no beard catcher. This is just awesomeness on the face. Catcher. Yeah. So I don't see what they're saying. No.
Just fake news.
Yeah. Who's the CDC anyway?
Fake news. Would you hear that on CNN or Fox, buddy?
Well, I'm not rubbing my beard on various counters, so I think I'm okay.
Are you walking up to your wife and just taking it and rubbing it on her face? Yeah. I'll bet you in a heartbeat. Don't even.
You like that?
Yeah. Say something else. Say it. All right. So there's the beard thing. I'm going to ask you to tell people how to find you in a minute, but let's do this. 3 or 4 questions from would you rather: pancakes or waffles? You can only eat one for the rest of your life. Which one do you take?
Pancakes.
That's what I said. A lot of people we're 50-50 on that one. So
well, I can see where waffles would be popular too because they have the crevices that can hold the syrup in there. So I understand.
And the butter.
Butter.
Yeah. And here's the only difference. And I said pancakes, but I thought my decision through since yesterday because these are important matters. The waffle, you can actually cook a little longer to get crisper. A pancake, you can only burn.
Yeah.
Or get rubbery.
Good point.
So
I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah, you can only have one of these 3 for the rest of your life. You can't have the other 2. French fries, tater tots, or onion rings.
Oh, tater tots. Bring on the tots, baby.
A tot tour is on your way, boys and girls. He's got the best tots in town. All right, let's do one more, man, and then I'll let you roll. Okay, well, I've been asking this one about would you rather be able to read people's minds? I'm going to leave that one off. For you, I'm going to give you one from out of left field. Would you rather every time you talked, you had to sing what you were saying every time? Or every time you talked, you sneezed really, really loud and embarrassing before every time you talked? Now, that question was from my daughter yesterday. So either sneezing before you started to talk, horribly, embarrassingly loud every time, or you had to sing everything.
Well, let me ask this. Let me ask a question to your question. Is that if I sing everything I say, is it with my current voice, or do I get to pick my voice?
Oh, no, it's your current. No. It's your current voice and your current most embarrassing sneeze.
Oh my God.
You insert either.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's a hard one. Just for the comedy, I would probably go sing. Comedy and just pure hate I would receive because I'm a terrible singer.
I picked the sneeze because that's how bad I am. Because everybody would get tired of it, but then I would go, I'll start singing, and then I would do that, and they'd go, no, go flip back to the sneezing. Would you please, man? That'd be great. All right, dude. Listen, tell everybody. We're rolling on 20 minutes. Tell everybody how to find. Everybody knows Sport Talk. I'll plug that for you. Talk Radio 102.3 every day between 3 and 7. You've been on with Quake for over 20 years. Sport Talk's been around, I think, for close to 30 or over 30 years now.
Yeah,
I mean,
close
it's
to
been
that.
a minute. But tell everybody your other two brands and how to find them.
Yeah, Chattanooga Burger Tour. You can find that on YouTube, of course. So we ask that you subscribe there. And what we do there, we just try to give you ideas on your next hamburger and trying to show you the best burgers in the Chattanooga area. YouTube for the Chattanooga Burger Tour. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. And the same thing for Cowboy and the Indian. That's the one I do the moto vlogs, test rides, and just pretty much everything motorcycles. It's called Cowboy and the Indian on YouTube, and also Facebook and Instagram. You can find us there as well. Chattanooga Burger Tour and Cowboy and the Indian.
There you go, buddy. And with your setup at the house, man, you ought to start jumping on here and doing one of these every now and then on your own. I mean, I think you could probably get Quake on. We get some good guests, man. And you may be doing it. I just don't pay attention.
No, I'm not doing it yet. I pride myself on being, somewhat tech savvy, but as you saw earlier, I was like, how do you do this?
I got to be honest.
I don't know how to do this Facebook Live stuff.
If I'm teaching you something, you're screwed. You're totally screwed,
Yeah.
man. You're totally screwed. All right, man. Protect that beard, and everybody go follow his stuff on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Joe, I appreciate it, buddy. Stay healthy. Hope your family stays healthy, man.
Hey, Clint, appreciate it, man. And we've been friends for a long time, and I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
Yep. Talk to you soon. We'll do it again next week if you can figure out how to hit those buttons.
We'll do it, man.
See you, buddy. Bye.
See you.